Hi, I'm Joe Chilling, mornings from 7 to 9 on Buffalo's oldie station, The Big Weck. Joining us on The Big Weck's Buffalo on the Rise today is Tom Lonzi, the owner of Tom's Pro Bike. Tom, how are you doing?
Good, Joe. How about yourself?
I'm doing very well. You know,
Great.
I always like talking to you because, you know, people who know me know that I'm a cyclist.
Right.
So I enjoy this. And I enjoy e-bikes, but for me, it's not so much, it's like I use a very low e-assist so that I'm actually getting a workout on the bike itself. When you have people come in to your shop to look for bikes, are they looking for exercise or are they looking for transportation?
That's a good question. I would say the majority of them are looking for exercise. Maybe 25% of them are using it for transportation. But what we find, if they come in and they're looking for transportation, they end up having fun with it. So then they use it more for exercise. So they're getting both worlds out of that.
You know, and you still ride all the time.
Absolutely.
We were talking earlier today that you've been out numerous times this spring, even. Now, biking season, you know, I mean, we think the fact, you know, when you think of spring and the date for spring, kind of an artificial thing for here in Western New York. You know, we've had snow in the past week or so, but is this the time that people are coming in?
This is the time people are starting to shop. Even a few weeks ago, they've started shopping. And at this point, there's really not an urgency to buy, but they're kind of gathering their facts, checking bikes out. And then all of a sudden, we get a warm day and bam, now it's time to make their decision. So they've already done the research, they come in and they're ready to buy.
One of the things I don't know that people realize, and I did, but do you have people, or do you recommend that people come in and ride in advance? I mean, it's not that you just hop on an e-bike and take off. I mean, it can get away from you if you're not familiar with it. You have to kind of know the nuances, right?
Yes, exactly. So we always kind of narrow down to find the right bike for the rider, to make sure it's going to do what they want it to do. And then when we narrow it down, we recommend test riding a couple different bikes because they might look similar, but they ride different. A lot of times they're designed for different jobs. Once we narrow it down, if they're a new rider, we'll actually go out with them on an e-bike and ride with them and give them some safety tips, show them how to operate it so they're familiar with it.
People will look at me sometimes on my bike and they'll say, oh, that's a girl's bike. Now, tell us the difference. Tell us why people would say that.
Okay, so as we remember when we were younger, there was boys and girls bikes and that was it. In the past 15, maybe 20 years, they've come through what's called a step through. So that's a low entry bike. That's another term some companies will use. But there's no top bar, and all it is, it makes it easier for the rider to get on and off, especially if they're carrying gear, they've got a rack on the back. The step throughs are more popular than the standard top tube bars.
Well, I have to tell you, I always thought when I was a kid growing up that guys' bikes should be the ones that go down like this. Because only once do you have to slip off the pedal and land on that bar. And, you know, you're not able to close your eyes for a week after
you'll
that.
never forget that one.
That's exactly right. This has been a family business for you guys, right?
Yes, it has been.
How long?
I've been in the bike business 51 years. I started my first shop in 1980, 45 years ago. And when I started it, my father worked for me for about 15 years. Now my son works with me, my wife works with me, and my grandson works with me. Now
that you've tried an e-bike, would you ever go back to a regular bike?
I ride them both, and I love the e-bike, and I'll ride my standard road bike for training. But the e-bike's just a lot of fun and offers me a lot more versatility. There's times my wife and I will take the e-bikes and go out to dinner, and you know, maybe a 6, 8, 10-mile ride, and you know, have dinner and come back, and you feel really good because you know you've had your dinner and now you've got some exercise involved.
That's great. Tell us about the special date in April and what's going on.
So every year we have our demo day, which is the last Saturday in April. We've been doing this for over 30 years. And we basically close our parking lot off. We have a big cookout. We use Chimay sausage, Salem's hot dogs. We have a prize wheel, fact, my 6-year-old grandson runs the prize wheel, and he loves giving the gifts away. We have our vendors there, our distributors, and they are there to give information, and you can test ride all kinds of bikes.
You service bikes as well?
Absolutely.
All right. So, what kind of things would people come in for? I mean, they come in flat tires, bent rims.
Yeah, it's interesting getting flat tires. When I was young, we all fixed our own flat tires. Now, almost everybody, kids, adults, they bring their bikes in for flat tires, yearly tune-ups. But we service all bikes, all makes, models. Our technicians are certified for e-bikes. They've gone through training, they've gone to school, and they generally, it's a continuing process where they'll go do classes 3 times a year.
And bikes for the whole family, right? Because, it's not just, one bike and everybody rides the same bike in the family.
Right.
As you said, you got to be kind of fitted for the bike, right?
Yep, absolutely. So we have bikes starting at 12-inch, which is the smallest, even the Strider type bikes, and we go all the way up to adults. We've got full suspension mountain bikes, but we have basically covered the whole gamut in it.
All right. Tom Lonzi, Tom's Pro Bike. And Tom's Pro Bike, for information and answers to your questions, you can contact Tom's Pro Bike, 716-651-9995, or go to tomsprobike.com. Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by Tom's Pro Bike. Don't forget to join me weekday morning, 7 to 9 a.m. on the Big Wack.